Well, for this presentation, what we wanted to share with you is one of the projects that we did this year with the European Network. There was a project, there was a film for the three different schools in the European networks, and we would like to share a bit about that. So the three schools that were involved in this project, there were the school in Matosinhos, the Fundació Gentis in Barcelona, and our school in France in Liévin. And we worked on a project directly. We'll talk about the project later on, but just a few words about the second chance school that we've got in our country. It was very difficult for me to talk about the others because I'm not really someone who knows exactly how they work. So I'm talking about our institution in France, and we as S2CENE, we are part of the European network, and we work with 16 to 27 years old. There are a couple of things that the people who get into the school need to have. They have to be volunteer. They have to be willing to get into the school. It's very important. And to do so, they have like a meeting at the beginning of the school. So they are interviewed, and they are interviewed about how they would like to, what they would like to do, what is the willingness to get into the school. And we are very focusing on understanding that they've got a very good understanding of what we are doing, and if what we are doing is the purpose of their wish to get into the school. One of the important points is to get neat people as well. We have only people without education, employment, and training. And those people are here for a 9-month period with 30 hours a week, 32 hours a week. And the idea behind it is to get a lot of projects, various projects, to help them getting a diploma or a job. We are very focused on a project-based approach, which means that we are doing many projects. But the idea, the base idea of this is to get people back to work or to get a diploma. For this practice, well, one of the projects that we did was the film about young people's lives. So it was called Young People Lives Matter. And it was 15 young people coming from three different schools. So I said 5 young French people, 5 young Spanish, and 5 young Portuguese. And it was on about the lockdown. So the lockdown that we had in March throughout Europe. So in this period, the 3 countries had the lockdown that was very intense, a bit different. But it was intense for those young people, and we wanted those students to have a word about it, to express how they lived during that lockdown, and help them have a better understanding of the issues that was ongoing after the lockdown. So the idea was to let people express themselves 1 or 2 minutes per student. So the whole film is about half an hour, because of 15 students, 1 or 2 minutes, that make half an hour. And it was the format, it was divided as the background was divided, because we wanted to have a couple of a black background. For instance, it was based on a film that we share with them, but the format of expression was really chosen by the students, so they could have many different kind of expression. And it was very interesting as well to get an overview of how the students lived during that period. It was based on a call, because we had a call from the Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs, and one of the objective of this project was to develop the European Youth Exchange. In this period, it was impossible to have physical exchange. So we had to find another way to do that. And one of the way we found is to have online exchange with these students. I will talk about the advantages of that, because there are a lot of advantages as well. We wanted to work on a collaborative and solidarity project on a European level. And we wanted to improve students' communications. We wanted our students to be able to communicate better, to have a better understanding, and that was important for us as well. Another thing that was very important is to develop life skills. Is very something we're really working at the moment. It's those skills, to make an overview, a big picture of them. They are defined by the World Health Associations, and they are in 5 different groups. There are 10 different skills in 5 groups, so 2 skills per group. And their bases are very important for the health and for promotion of health, actually, for the students. So to give a couple of examples is solving problem, it's creativity, it's working on stress and how to cope with the stress. So those skills that are very important for our students, exactly in the needs that we've got for the moment. So how it was done a couple of weeks. We starting with 2 Zoom meetings. The meetings between, at the first time we had a couple of meetings with the educationists at that time, but we had 2 Zoom meetings with the students, and we created a Facebook account for the students to exchange between them. We had in the different schools 9 to 11 hours of face-to-face pedagogical accounts. So the idea behind it was to help students to write down a scenario for the film, how they work. So we wanted our students to know exactly what they would like to say during that film. So we had another week to do that, the second week. So at that time, it was only on the paper. No one was really working on expressing themselves. It was just writing on the paper how was the lockdown at that time and how they cope with that, and the idea behind it. And we had the third week when we did the shooting. So the students were in front of the camera at that time, and they were expressing themselves. Another Zoom meeting at that time to meet together. There was just before the holidays, the summer holidays. So we wanted our students to meet themselves after the shooting. And we finally did the editing in Artois in France for the film. We had a couple of results during that project. One of them is it was important to raise student awareness. This is really something we really focused at that time, is to, we want our students to be able to express themselves about the skills that they developed during the project. So we wanted our students to be able to talk after the project, to say, we think that we have developed these skills, we have worked on that thing, and it is important that the students are aware about the skills and the theme, the field that they worked on. So we conducted a survey for that, and we had individual meeting for raising student awareness. The result of that, based on the survey and the meetings, show us that we help students to develop self-confidence. They are more confident about themselves, how to express. They have more. They haven't got a lot of stress during that period that have been put away and they know how to talk about that. We hope to help students to talk about the lockdown issues, and we decrease the health issues based on that period. We also, there was another objective of the project. We threatened the willingness to travel throughout Europe. So the people wanted, because it was only online, so they wanted to travel more, and they are really impatient about working with the project with the European students in the future, and that we in physical projects. One of the advantage and strengths of this project is that it's very easy to implement. It's well, it's just 3 different schools, and it could be a couple of more schools if possible. But that's very easy to implement. It's very low cost solution because there is no travel. There is just the need of an internet connection and a couple of hours working, and it allows us to work on the different fields that we are working on at the school, which are the communication skills, the computer skills, the life skills, but also working health issues, working on mobility, working on a couple of different fields that I haven't got at the moment, but are very important to us. One of the factors that seems to me important to make this project reliable is that we set up a framework, but we let students be creative within the framework. So we decided exactly how long would be the film. We decided what would be the background, but then the students were able to say whatever they wanted to say. They were able to express about the question they wanted to raise. They were able to explain well, what they would like to do. So the field was decided at the beginning, but very adaptable. Communication about the project. It was important to make sure that we have communication throughout the project all the time, so the students get involved all the time. So the Facebook account was very interesting for that, because we had the opportunity to explain what we've done, where we are right now, what is left to do. So we were very able to communicate all the time during that project. And as I said before, what is important as well is to raise student awareness at the end of the project. So it's very important for education is to have a meeting at the end of this project. So to get back to the project, to the students, so they have understanding of what they've done, and so they are very, they gain confidence at the end of the day. I'm just showing you the link. So here you have got the link to the video. The video has been subtitled, been translated in four different languages: French, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. So everyone can get it in that directly to the link. So it is.